Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, testing, 1, 2. Is this thing on? Microphone check, microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. You're tuned in to another episode of Bose 831 Gaming, live on Twitch. Yeah, excuse me. And tonight we're playing Farming Simulator 25. We're on the Riverbend Springs map, which is one of the 3 base game maps for Farming Simulator 25. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. And we're just going to jump right into it. And before we do, you're looking at now something that's totally different from where we last left off. We were able to get an update on the mini biogas plant. So the other biogas plant, small biogas plant that we had placed down in the last stream, we actually had to replace that and put the original mini biogas plant back on the map. Because as you see, the slurry trigger for this mod has been fixed. I tried to hold out and wait for the mod maker to update the slurry trigger, and I just should have waited a few more days. Because we did get that slurry trigger issue resolved, and this mod is working as advertised once again. In fact, what I did have been doing off camera just a little bit is I've been going through all of the production chains that I own, and we've been buying some of the materials along with getting the raw materials from our animal pens or whatnot, and just making sure we have all of our production chains supplied with enough material for us to make some money off of it. And also, I already before pre-stream already went and make sure I turned on the conveyor belt for the cement factory so that stones are being supplied to the cement factory. Something I often forget about when I start a stream. Every time I got to remember, since I own the cement factory now, I need to come in every episode and make sure that the conveyor belt is turned on. Because it turns off when you quit the game every time. So every time you load back into the game, you need to fire it up because it is a vehicle, so it doesn't run continuously, which is interesting because the tractors do, but for whatever reason, the conveyor belt does not. If you leave the tractors on, they'll run continuously, whether you load back in or out. But apparently, the conveyor belt, which is also considered a vehicle in game, does not work the same way as the tractors. So that's interesting. But I went through the fermenting silo. We've purchased some raw materials and provided materials for the fermenting silo. I was looking at probably filling up the supplies in the fermenting silo, but most of the storages in this silo hold up to 2 million liters, and that's way more material than I'm going to be shuffling around. So I just filled them up, to about a quarter capacity, about 500K or close to it, as I could stand to get before I got bored. So that's why you see there's about 400K in each of them right now, except for mineral feed, because mineral feed only holds 100,000 liters, but all the other storages hold to 2 million. So that's what's going on there. For the mini biogas plant, most of its storages hold up to 100,000. So I went ahead and topped off manure, silage, slurry, and even straw in this scenario because straw is dirt cheap to buy. So I just went ahead and bought some straw and just to make sure everything's topped off. And so that way we're making as much money as possible from our productions. And other than that, just making sure that all the applicable production chains are turned on. Over on our multi-dairy production, we got buffalo milk, we got plenty there. Our cows are finally supplying enough for us to have these productions going continuously now, enough to make a little money off of that. Although I did also go ahead and buy some additional milk and buffalo milk for these just to top them off a little bit as well. For the multi-grain production, it can hold up to a maximum of 325,000 liters of wheat. We're growing enough wheat now to where this is adequately supplied, but I did also go ahead and buy some additional wheat to get it topped off as well. We've been burning through it. I had this close, almost maxed out, and as you see, we're now down to about 285,000 liters. But I had it much closer to the 325 off camera. But over time now, we've kind of burned through some of that. But by the time that cycles around, we should already have another wheat crop harvest if we're still in and continuing through this series by that point. Although we're getting close to the close of this series now because we just about got the grain elevator project complete. We still got to finish up the playground project, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up this series once the playground is done. Other than that, that's all I got. Let's see here, and that kind of covers what I've been doing off camera. Still tending to our animals, of course, and all those different things, but that's about it. Let's take a peek at our animals to make sure there's not any care concerns there. We can wait another day. The other thing I was looking at here is I'm still trying to figure out, even though I know it's kind of late in the series, in the game in this series, is trying to get a better understanding of working with precision farming. And to that end, I have went ahead and upgraded all of my tractors with the ISRA Pro piece of equipment that allows us to better track nitrogen levels and other information for precision farming. So no, I didn't do that, did I? I thought I had added that to the tractors, but that's right. I was testing off camera, but I never did save that. Never did save that game. So we will go ahead and do that now, I guess. So let's go back in the shop. And we want to make sure all of our tractors have the sensors. Or do we want to do the Pro? Because it's a Pro Compact is 14,000, but that's per tractor. Or I could just go ahead and buy the external sensors. Okay, yeah, we'll buy the external ISRA Pro. So that way, when we need to do some field work for precision farming, we'll make sure we have the sensor for checking our nitrogen levels and other information concerning the status of our fields. That's under miscellaneous, I think it is. Yeah. And I guess it's Asaria, is how you pronounce it, the Asaria Pro Active. We'll go ahead and we'll do the version that has a weight attached to it. And we'll go ahead and buy one of these, because that way we only have to buy one and don't have to buy multiple ones for each of our tractors. And that just set us back 24,000 instead of having to buy one for each tractor. And we'll just I just send one of our guys to go pick that up from the shop. We'll send a JCB because, well, actually, no, we'll send the fan. So let's go pick that up. Set destination. Go to the shop. Although again, we're coming to close to the end of the series, so I don't know how far we'll get with this with the precision farming stuff in this series, but I'm still looking at trying to do a few things before we reach the end of this series, but that's yet to be determined. I really would like to get our environmental score up overall on all of my fields. One thing I was looking at here as I was going through is how soil sampling should be perfect, but for whatever reason, for some of my fields, it's not, and I don't understand that. And it looks like I'm taking a hit on my grass fields, and I don't quite understand that. Because since I took the soil samples for all the fields at the same time, I don't know why some of my fields are showing a different score for soil sampling. So that kind of has me a little bit confused there. I don't know what's going on with precision farming. It's from what I've been looking at online, there's apparently some bugs or still some issues with it. So I don't know. I'm not going to throw any money down on that just yet until I can figure out whether or not I can get a better idea of what's going on with the soil sampling scores for my fields. Right now, I don't get it. All right, so we've arrived at the shop. Let's go ahead and get my lights turned on. We got our beacons turned on. And let's go ahead and grab this Cesaria Pro here. Uh-oh. That was not expected. Alright, so pick that up, or are we out of gas here? I think I knocked it over. I came from the incorrect side and knocked it over. There we go. Ah, it popped back up. Beautiful thing. Alright. Alright, so now we got a proper crop sensor, and now we hopefully can work towards getting some more accurate information on our fields for precision farming in the future. Okay. And I went with the full version of the Cesaria Pro instead of the compact versions. This version works, as I understand, both day and night. The ones that are built into the tractors that you can purchase separately only work during the day, but I can use this sensor day or night. Excuse me, guys, I was not really that tired before we started the stream, and as soon as I start streaming, all of a sudden I'm yawning and all that good stuff, and I don't know what's up. Although I am a bit tired this week because I've been staying up way past my bedtime too many days. Okay, so what we'll do is park the sensor over in this area, and then we'll come pick it up for whenever we need it. We'll just park it over in this bay here in the garage. So we need to go do some field work involving the sensor. We'll just come in and grab it. While I'm thinking about it, I also need to go ahead and we'll go ahead and put these are liftable, so we'll just go ahead and put these in storage. I mean, in the silo as well. There's no need to have these line pallets out anymore. We're not doing any line work. And won't be doing any line work anytime soon. And we'll go ahead and move the herbicide pallet over and out of the way too, and go ahead and store that as well. I don't know if we can get this one to drain out or not. No, it needs to be in a liquid container for that to happen permanently. All right, so we'll hold off on that for right now. So let's go ahead, and since we're 4 in the morning, we'll go ahead and sleep to the next day, and then we'll go do our grass harvest. Because I don't remember if we're on day 1 or day 2 as far as like the yield for the grass. So I'm gonna have to play that by ear. I don't know if we're on month 1 or month 2 as far as the grass harvest. So we'll probably just go ahead and just go ahead and do the grass harvest as is. The yield right now is showing 9900%, 97, 9800%. I think we want to wait till November. So let's go ahead. I'm going to save my game just in case, and if we have to pop out and walk it back, so be it. So let's go right back to the farmhouse. I'm not going to do anything else. We're just going to roll with it and come back in. We got actually 2 days to skip through for the month of October. because we're already on day 1 in October when we started this episode tonight. So we want to skip ahead to November, and we'll go ahead and harvest the grass then. So we'll go one more day. And I think I got this right, although I may be incorrect. And if not, we'll walk it back. All right, grass. Let's see. Let's go over here to the grass field and see if that's the case. All right, the grass visually looks taller. No change in the yield numbers, so I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll go ahead and harvest. So let's grab. We'll use the same vent for. We use the vent for this job. Where we at? You set to the shop. And we'll use this again. Use the where we at? Grassland, and we use the Colossus configuration again, so we can get this done quickly as possible. We'll go with the unrealistic configuration. The 25 meters unrealistic standard. Always have the crop guides on, and we'll lease that. And then we always want to go ahead and get the pickup wagon as well. So we want to go over to the forage wagon and the unrealistic here, working with also 25. Crop guide standard, Eagle Light none, US configuration. Something I always forget, but I won't forget this time. Make sure we got extended capacity and lease this wagon. And we should be good to go. So let's go ahead and grab equipment. And yes, we're doing an unrealistic grass harvest. This go round. Hopefully that won't make any of your heads explode. But again, sometimes I play for realism. Sometimes I play for fun. We're doing a little bit of both tonight. But in the interest of time tonight, we want to go ahead and speed the grass harvest up a bit so we can get into some other things on this series. So we're going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit. And then we'll circle back around to our projects, which I've also kind of let get out of sight and out of mind. But our sawmill should be maxed out, so we should have plenty of building materials as far as our wood planks are going. So we should be able to supply the demands of any of our big projects going forward at this point. All right, so first and foremost, let's go ahead and get this grass harvest done. All right, so we got our equipment set up. We want to go ahead and unfold the mower. And you can see the guides are automatically lined up based on the width of the mower that we selected. We just want to make sure they're there. Straighten out, we'll be ready to go. Good, straight. Okay, and then we want to hop over to forage lower pickup. We'll turn on the loading wagon. Then we want to hop over to the mower, lower mower, and turn on the mower. All right, and let's go ahead and get us some grass. But I forgot to set the swath type and all that stuff, so hold on. Toggle work mode. Swap drop it. Okay. Yeah. I'm making that harder, this harder than I need to be. Already. So we're already off to a shaky start, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. But we got it under control now, allegedly. Alright, and now what I'm doing is here is I'm not running in a perfectly straight line, and I'm giving up the edge of the field here, so I need to make sure we're not missing any grass. So we're going to get all of the grass on our field. All right, and kind of shake and bake, turn a little bit, and come up this way. I just want to make sure we get the whole up. See, keep missing it. We want to make sure we get the entire field covered and don't miss any grass. For whatever reason, it seems like we got different widths between the. I thought I made the selection that for the same width for both the forage wagon and the mower, but they seemed like they're at different widths. I'm going to get turn and go down this way. I'm not going to miss any grass along the way. I still miss some material here. I'm just going to circle back around and make sure we get the entire field cleared here in a couple of passes. Normally, if we were playing realistically, it'd take us a little more time to harvest the grass on this field, to cut this field. But again, we're kind of doing, at least attempting to do a speed run here. And for whatever reason, our loading wagon is turned off, and I didn't even catch it. Okay. Still not getting it. What is going on? There. Alright, so we got to circle back one more time. For whatever reason, the loading wagon turned itself off. I'm not entirely. Okay, it's still not running. What is the malfunction right now? Alright, I don't know what's going on with it. The loading wagon is turning itself off automatically. Alright, it's fighting with me for whatever weird reason right now. Let's do this. things going on, man. This game sometimes is just weird, you know, logical reasons. All right, so let's see if we can connect back with the loading wagon, and the loading wagon can actually work the way it's supposed to work before it decided that it didn't want to work. Oh, I stand corrected. I understand why it's not working now. I guess I should have got the 500,000 liter capacity. So it's filled to capacity. That's why it wasn't operating. That's operator error. I stand corrected. We have grass, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let's unload our grass into the main farm silo. Should have set the capacity to 500,000 liters instead of 150,000. I didn't think we produce that much grass doing this grass harvest, but I totally forgot how much grass we had harvested before. I'll pick up, turn on loading wagon, and let's shake and bake once again. I hate having to backtrack, but because we missed so much material the first run, we got to go back over area we've already covered. This is going to get us a lot of grass. So. Okay, here we go. Let's back up. All right, turn off loading wagon, let's pick up, and let's go ahead and unload the grass into our main farm grain silo. Alright, so grass harvest is complete. And we can go ahead and return our lease equipment because we won't need it anytime soon. So we'll go over to our vehicle screen, find our lease vehicles, and we want to return the Titan Super Collect, return it, and return the Colossus Quick Mower Unrealistic. All right, and since we did a little bit of time travel, we need to go ahead and check on our animals and our productions and see where we're at, what we need to get into or do next. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna go into my production chains. As you can see, the fermenting silo has pretty much used all the grass that it had available to it. Went through all the hay, almost out of mineral feed. Uh, Still burning through the silage, but we're out of everything else. So definitely want to load up there. Let's go ahead and grab a trailer and let's get some of these issues addressed. And since we just harvested grass, that's probably obviously where we're going to start. But since we also need to tend to our animals, we'll first tend to the animals and then we'll circle back around to whatever the needs of the fermenting silo hour is. So let's grab our grass first. Then we have over 700,000 liters of grass, and I'm going to take that all out of here, and it's going. First, we're going to feed our animals, and the rest of it will go into the fermentation silo. When we need to pull a little bit of grass to feed our animals, we'll pull it from the fermenting silo. This is going to take a little bit of time to unload. I didn't know it was this slow. I thought it was going to be a faster fuel rate than this. This is taking quite some time. I didn't think it would take this long. And actually, it's going to exceed the capacity of the trailer, so I guess this is just be our first load. So make sure we set our tip side. It's already on the right side, so we're going to feed our sheep. This unload won't take nearly as long as the loading did. And let's finish pulling our grass. So I think we're, I don't know, 500, 2,000. We might not empty it this load either. All right, we got another full load of grass here. Let's go ahead and get this grass. All right, we're having technical issues tonight as well. This is wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. Let me go. Let's go unload the grass into the fermenting silo. Wow, that's while that's unloading, I'm going to address this technical issue and I'll be right back. Still not entirely sure what the issue is with the game, but my circuit breaker's tripping again. And it only trips when I'm running this game. All right, let's go see here what we're looking at. All right, on the production chain front, how much grass do we got in here? You know, got a 484,000. Still, I don't think we got it all out of the main farm silo yet. That unloading speed is horrendously slow. My goodness. Yeah, there's still another 252,000 liters of grass in there. We're going to go ahead and get it all out. Just get that all shuffled over. The fermenting silo. I don't think it'll be that slow pulling it out of that silo. I think that silo loads and unloads a heck of a lot faster. The unload rate in this silo is pretty slow. Still not going to get it all this time. Looks like they're already up to 80-something%. Yeah, only got 250,000. But we'll move it. Old grass. Maybe this will be the last load. Let's see. 2,623 liters this go. Alright, okay. Yeah, that was horrendous. Alright, no grass. And now we'll be making money off of grass. More so than it just sitting in my farm silo doing nothing for me. But while we're keeping our productions, all right, so we got grass covered. And we want to buy some hay and some straw. And we will. Just to kind of match up here with what we're already doing. And we'll just do 100,000 each for these, just to get them. I'm not sick. Well, or should we just do one trailer load? Let's see how much one trailer sets us back. None of this material is overly expensive. So before we unload the straw, we can go ahead and use that to top off animal supplies before we dump all of that into the silo. That's the only thing heavy out there. And also some straw can also be fed into the biogas plant if I'm not mistaken. So there's that as well. Okay. And this we'll be able to turn this right back around into profit. Right now we have the digest date set to selling, or what do we have the digest date set to? Now we got the digest date set to distributing. All right. We'll keep it there for now. We can always, we'll be able to use that for our precision farming efforts here in the not too distant future. All right, so that's one trailer load of hay, and then we'll do the same thing with straw. All right, we got our straw loaded up, and we got 2 destinations to go before we completely unload it into the fermentation silo. Our first stop is here with our cows. Pigs use straw too, but they're pretty sure they don't need any, but we'll take a look at them real quick. Now they're down to 180,746 liters, so they're still in great shape as far as straw is concerned for a good little amount of time. Next place we want to go is over to our biogas plant, and we'll go ahead and turn our straw into a little bit of profit here as well. So I'm having some trouble talking a little bit tonight. And then we'll drop the remainder off into the fermentation silo. And then we'll pivot over into tending to our animals from here. I think, let me make sure what else we got in the fermenting silo here. All right, hay and straw. Because I don't want to make this whole episode about feeding the fermenting silo production. We got 180,000 liters of straw here too, so we can go ahead and grab that out. Man, and we're kind of just grinding it out a little bit tonight, huh? With these silo operations. Oh, here we go. We'll just leave that over here as well. All right, next up, we'll go ahead and grab 22,000 liters of manure. And we'll go to the cow barns, manure bunker, and we'll grab manure from it as well. And then we'll go to the biogas plant and see how much manure we can sell to it. And we're going to dump our manure. Okay, where are we? And all that's just going to turn into digest state, except for, yeah. And let's take a peek at the mini biogas plant. Okay, you got your manure, we got our solids, we got our slurry, and it's turning that into digest state, methane and electric charge as well to be sold. Make sure that's set right. That should be selling there. All right, and next up on our animals, let's go grab what we need next. Or pig food. All right, so we have our pig food, and we need to go feed our pigs with it. All right, we use some of the pig food, but not all of it, so we can go ahead and put the rest of it back in the farm silo. And then move on to the next product. All right, next up, total mixed ration, 59,000. have a TMR. Let's go ahead and make sure we feed our cows with it. Just got to make sure our tip side is on the right side so we don't run into any issues when unloading. All right, so let's ration. And there you have it, folks. All right, unload. All right, next up, we got the barley for the chickens. And given the number of units we've been moving, that's 8,000 liters. It's great. All right, crash counter +1. Ran right into the building. Where's my, I'm not getting my trigger. There we go, barley. And very temperamental. All right, and we'll drop off the remaining barley back into the farm silo. And I think that might be everything for the animals, excuse me, right now. All right, let's see if we can get this trailer back in there. Get back to the shed. It's always a bit of a challenge sometimes. Okay, what is it? Next, we're on now. One thing is I don't know why it's with a snagging on, why I can't turn it. Come on, sorry. Yeah. It's pissing me off sometimes. Like, it ain't that hard. I mean, if the wheel, none of this stuff should get stuck like that. You know, if you caught an edge of the building or whatever, it shouldn't be completely stuck. You should be able to turn at an angle and figure it and get whatever the issue is figured out. But that's not the case sometimes. But these gates are a little too narrow. I might just need to throw another shed down with much more space for this stuff. Some of that's driving, some of it's space. So. And let's go grab our liquids now and cycle through our liquids real quick. Slurry. From both locations. And we should be able to sell all of the slurry now. Alright, slurry. And looking at productions. That's close enough. Still got to do the milk for the cows. Almost forgot. Start with the buffalo milk and then we'll come back for the regular milk. For the cow milk. Alright, and we'll go ahead and unload milk in our dairy production. Buffalo milk in this case, and now we'll go get the the regular milk. Or they just simply said the cow milk. All right, that's all I got at the moment. All right, next up, let's go see what's going on with these different projects around the yard. The grain elevator should be close to completion right now. I don't know where we're at on the playground. playground is demanding 12,000 wood beam, 11,000 planks, and 8,000 long planks. Grain elevator is looking for nothing. Looks like it's good to go. So this is a done deal here. I don't know why they still got cones here in front of the gate, but we can go up here and open the doors now and go inside. We just can't actually utilize it apparently, but everything's looks to be finished here. Yeah, we can go up the stairs and open that door. See some of the equipment inside. Open that door. We can open this door. All right. That door, this door doesn't open. Alright, so that's all we can start with. We can go into that part of the building. We can open up this door, the back door. Same thing, this one's gated too. We can open up the side door into a little office area. With lots of vintage equipment. And another little side area here. And this door opens to the outside. We got a section that goes down to the basement. Some more equipment. And some more, couple of doors. Open up. You got a water pump, wheelbarrow, a little area here. And here. Alright, so that's your grain elevator museum. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's get materials hauled over here to the playground and go ahead and get it wrapped. Alright, fighting with the cameras in the game again. trying to grab a few wood beam pallets and get those loaded up. And this time we're going to pull them all from the sawmill. And there we have it. Everything else is just planks. And go ahead and load it up. Make a quick delivery run. That's probably going to be a majority of our story today, is just getting these delivery runs knocked out. The grain elevator is done, and now we just got to work on getting this playground knocked out. Alright, here we go with our on-site list. Do I load and unload, and then we'll come back to it. back. We're going to work on getting loaded up again. And if again we have a double or triple stack, we'll actually use the telehandler this time. We're just trying to do it by hand, given how lifting by hand is so quirky in 25 this year. Go. I guess we'll try to do it by messing with the telehandler. And I'm already failing miserably. There it is. Yep. Patience. Exhausted. So I still gotta try to shut that now. It's gonna grab everything, so I still gotta at least pull it off by hand. That. That's a good clean, so we don't want that one. What do we want? We'll figure all that out. We're going to try as much as possible. So. Improvisation as well. And the stacks don't have to be perfect, but we want to get them. We're going to put as many up here as we can in a single trip. whatever issue was going on with the game and straps has also been resolved. I don't know what it was, but it was driving me nuts. Yeah, and because the plank pallets keep popping in as we remove some from the front, it's presenting a few more unexpected challenges as well, but we'll figure all that out as well. There we go. Okay, redo the straps. So let's see if we can. There's another one on the front. Yeah, the pallets are popping right here, so we won't have to buy. May not, definitely doesn't look like we have to buy any anytime soon. Because as soon as we remove one, new ones are popping in. So it was just stored away in the warehouse, waiting to be pulled, right? So we'll stack them up and ship them out as best we can. There's another one. And another one. All right, let's go. No wasted trips. So now we got to go 3 high. Don't want to go taller than that because I doubt we'll be able to fit under the rail bridge if we go stack higher than 3 pallets high. We still may have trouble getting under the rail bridge with this configuration. right, we got that one strapped in. It seems like we're coming in at a weird angle there. We're coming straight up, as straight as we can. Now I got all pallets and a couple of wood beams. Now I would like to see if maybe we can squeeze those wood beams on the back end of the trail. I don't think we will be able to, but it's what music says. Yeah, let's do that shit. So crazy right now. Alright, just did miss the train coming through there. Alright, we have arrived. And it's the same load and unload process here. I wonder why we're also not getting the environmental score bonus that we usually get with precision farming. I don't know why it's not being shown on the screen right now. I don't know if that's changed with the last update or something, or it's like another bug. That's one thing about this stuff. You really can't stand sometimes when stuff gets stuck in stupid places. Alright, here we go. That's really. Where am I going? I just started the record tripping and just threw me completely off again. I got a problem and I don't know what the cause of the problem is. That's twice in less than an hour now that I've had that breaker trip. Yeah, I've been running both the PC and this game, my Xbox, all day today, but it doesn't start tripping until now. Up until this point, there have been no breaker trips, so I don't get it. And I can't call the electrician out here for a problem, and I can't even showcase why they're here. It's random when it trips. And I'm not going to pay a bunch of money for them just to kind of be fishing something. Nope. Don't have that kind of wealth. Should be giving money away. All willy-nilly. Let's see. $100 at a pop just for somebody to come out here and tell you much of nothing. Like they did the last time I called them out about this different. $200. Actually, almost $300 for nothing. Let's see. So it should just have display palettes now. And now we will, I think I will try to double up. Or do we want to double? This just seems like it's a waste of a trip if we just do wood beams alone, where we can stack pallets on top of the wood beams. Yeah, that's how we do it. And of course now a plank pallet pops in. Long plank pallet, excuse me. This will be a mixed load, but as best that we can mix it up. Okay. And the camera angles are just so crazy here. It's very difficult to move objects around and still be able to view what you're doing easily. And that's why this is only when you're hand carrying items. Weird camera positions. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's go ahead. Hold it up and we'll make a turn. Alright, and this, we're getting close to the end of tonight's episode. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. And bearing with me a little bit here and being patient while I go off on a few tangents and everything, and also a few quiet periods here and there. Dealing with some external issues here, as I was talking about with my circuit breaker in the house tripping. Still don't know what it is or why it's happening so more frequently right now, but just still random or frequently. Again, I've been running the Xbox and the computer all day, all this evening. With no issues, and then I go live, and now all of a sudden my circuit breakers trips a couple of times. It hadn't tripped the whole time I've been home and running both devices this evening. So I don't know what that is. But it is quite a bit annoying. This is something that is out of my control, and like I say, I paid an electrician to come out and take a look at this thing when it was issue when it was happening before, and then get a adequate explanation on it, and still got charged for them having to come out. Don't want to risk doing that again. It's not worth it. And I don't know what it is, or even have a reasonable idea what it could be. So let's see. Alright, well, we've arrived. Let's go ahead and drop off our load. And while that's happening, I'll go ahead and start my little wrap-up spiel. And again, you've been tuned in to Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch, on Bose 831 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth. Episodes of my Twitch live stream series are uploaded to my YouTube channel, typically in their entirety. wherever it is you're running across my content, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like, let me know what you love, let me know what you don't. Cut notifications, let me know. And that's the only way I can continue to provide you with the content that you like to see. Also, depending on what platform you're on, don't forget to hit the notification bell, or whatever the icon is for notifications, which platform you're on. You could be advised of when I post new content to either platform. Again, I'm Bose31 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms. I'd like to thank you for tuning in, checking me out, spending time with me. And I think I did cover this on the last episode of the series. I am looking at doing some direct to YouTube lives in the not too distant future. That may be the way I go going forward shortly, because it seems like the YouTube videos get a lot more traction than my Twitch videos do. So I just play that by ear, but that's definitely in the cards going forward. Pretty much it. Let's go. More loads, but we're just gonna be pulling everything from the sawmill at this point. No need to go necessarily buy any stuff just yet until we need to know that we've exhausted everything being produced out of the sawmill. This is going to be a mixed load as well. But we'll see. And I should probably just go ahead and just load off camera, and doing other stuff off camera. I'll be sure to keep everyone posted, and we'll pick up from there. Excuse me, on the next episode of the live stream series. But that's about gonna do it for tonight. Alright, well, we're just all loading up plank pallets right now. I'll ship this off camera, and if I do any other stuff, like I said, we'll cover that on setup for the next, or start up on the next episode of the series. You've been tuning in to Bose31 Gaming live on Twitch, Farming Simulator 25, the Riverbend Springs map, and we are out of here. I will catch you on the flip side, everyone. Have a great day, a great evening, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? And I will catch you on the flip side. Have a good night.